Hey, how's it going, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while since I've been talking drones, and today I wanted to give you my first impressions of the new Mavic 2 Pro. So it's been a while since I've been talking drones. I mean, I think the last time I talked drones was around the talk about the release of the Autel Evo. I was very excited about the Autel Evo because it was the first foldable drone that was supposed to be released with the 1-inch sensor. So after following the Evo around to different events and following it online, come to find out that the new first release of the Evo was not going to include the 1-inch sensor. So I decided to wait for the Mavic 2 Pro. Now you guys know me. I am not going to feed you bullshit about this drone. If I don't like it, I don't like it. If I like it, I like it. And I gotta tell you, this drone right here has impressed me. And I haven't really gotten into all of the, I guess, spec breakdown and, you know, validating whether or not it does what it says it does on paper. But what I've done is just simply played with it, gone through the settings, and looked at some of the newer features on this drone compared to the old Mavic Pro. And to be honest with you, I didn't know if I was going to keep it. I thought I was going to probably send it back, put it back in the box, send it back if it didn't do what I thought it was going to do. But not following this drone and not, you know, following Oscilla LV's releases or leaks on whatever we thought this thing was going to be, I just wanted to wait for it to come out and see what I got, and I am thoroughly impressed. Now, I will tell you, I mean, I'm not going to give DJI a hard time about releasing two different drones. I mean, if you guys want the zoom version, I think, you know, if that's what suits your needs, go out and buy it. But it wasn't for me. The Mavic Pro had a 2x zoom on it. It wasn't a optical zoom, it was more of a digital zoom, but the zoom didn't really impress me. So when I saw that they came out with another drone that sort of, I guess, gave you other features than this one, I thought that was a bad decision on DJI's part. I would much have rather paid for the zoom feature in this camera, if that was something that they could do, and maybe split the difference between the cost of the Mavic Pro, of the Mavic, this is gonna be hard, of the Mavic 2 zoom versus the Mavic 2 Pro. But when it came down to it, I was interested in the 1-inch sensor. So going into the box and going into the features, I was hoping to see that this would at least have the 2x zoom that the Mavic Pro had, or even have some type of zoom features if you wanted to use them, but it didn't have it. I'm not upset about it. I rarely use the zoom. There were times where I did use the zoom if I thought I wanted to stay a safe enough distance from an object, but what I found is that it was giving me a false perspective, because now that I think I'm zoomed in and then I back up and probably back up into something, which probably wouldn't happen because this thing has 5-directional or omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, which is very, very cool. Another thing that I was impressed about, because I didn't really follow, is to find out that the Mavic 2 Pro also has, and I'm assuming I'm going to say the Mavic 2 also has the, if I can get my camera to focus on this thing, also has a top facing sensor. So played around with this in the living room to see how well that worked. I got up off the floor about, I don't know, 2.5 feet, and it totally detected the roof and would not hover higher than 2 feet. So that was pretty cool. It's got 2 rear cameras on the back. It's got 1 on each side. And it's also got the front facing cameras for obstacle avoidance. As far as features go, I think that this one's got a decent amount of features. I think it's only missing some of the features that were in the original Mavic Pro. So it didn't have all of the flight modes that are in the original Mavic Pro. I think this one's probably got 6, if I'm not mistaken, 5 or 6. Had like quick shot, I guess, point of interest, tap to fly, active track, and I can't remember the others, where the Mavic Pro had point of interest. It had, like, I mean, at least 2 pages that you could scroll through for flight modes. So I'm not a big fan when you take something that's already on one drone or a previous version and then remove it from a new version. I would much rather have the features that were in the Mavic Pro ported over to this. But this one has a couple more features that the Mavic Pro didn't have. You can do the, I can't remember what it's called now. It's called like a orbit, not an orbit. What is it called? It's the one where it goes and it does the small planet thing. I can't remember what it's called right now. It's got the APAS system, so I'm gonna get this out and test it and see if it actually, because I had it with the Air, but I returned the Air before I could actually test that feature out. But I'm gonna get this out to the park and see if it can go around trees and see if it can go around obstacles. And I'm also hearing that this thing can actually do some pretty impressive things when it comes to active track. When I was playing with it on screen, I wish I would have recorded it. It impressed me what it could do. I had it outside in the parking lot here, and it had a little bullseye on like 5 different objects. I'm assuming it was tracking those 5 different objects. And then, you know, I hit the tap on myself to kind of lock on myself and then get it going, and it worked perfectly. So all the flight modes I've tested so far work perfectly. The drone itself, I know some of you guys have been talking about, and I saw a couple little, I guess, clips on Google where I guess a couple of guys got the gimbal that was lightly attached and maybe it was falling off or something like that. No issues with that right now. I mean, I haven't really put it through the paces, but it's still attached. I took it up for a couple flights and I had no issues at all. The gimbal works fine. A buddy of mine who also got one said that his gimbal actually kind of like went on a 45-degree angle randomly. Haven't had any issues with that. Now, the only issues that I've had with this that, again, not negatives, but the only issues I've had with that is the fact that, again, DJI for some reason always changes something and they don't change it to like for the better. The Mavic Air, the phone clamps on the end of the controller, I think, if I'm not mistaken, held the my phone with the case on it, or it held my phone pretty nice. It allowed you to either hold the case. I can't remember because I had that thing for like maybe a day or two before I sent it back, but I believe it held the phone without a case, with the case on it. I am having the hardest time inserting my phone into the clamps on this controller. Like, I have a Galaxy S9 without the case on it. I gotta force them into this case and it peels off my screen protector. It just seems like they kind of didn't really do what they did on the last drone. And some other things that were just kind of like, you know, like I said, misses from what we had in the previous drones. I think this has most of the stuff that's in the actual Mavic Air. I don't know if there's any additional features, but you know, if you've ever had a Phantom 4 Pro or something, there's some features that are built into other drones that aren't built into this one. So this is a top of the line drone. I think I paid $1,700 for the Fly More package on this one. And I didn't get like some of the features that are in the the Phantom 4 Pro, which you can do not just tap to fly, but you can also do draw fly. I don't know why they didn't put that in any other drones, but if this is one of your top of the line drones, I think it should have features like every feature that you've had in some of the previous high-end or consumer drones, and I have those moved over to the latest greatest. So just my opinion. I'm not complaining about it because, like I said, this is actually a decent drone. It's very quiet. The low noise props, I had it up about 150, 200 feet. Did some time-lapse footage with it. Did the, I can't remember the small planet thing. I can't remember what that thing is called right now. Also did, what did I do? Just some basic fly around. It was kind of dark and dim outside, so the camera didn't really get the best lighting, but I think it did an amazing job. So probably saw some of that video in the beginning of this one if I actually started the video off with it. But right now, like I said, I'm impressed by it. I can't wait to get out and see what it can really do. I want to put it through all of the paces and let you know if there are any problems with it that I can come up with. The only other problem that I had, and I don't know if a lot of you guys are experiencing it, just because it was packed and shipped, and I don't know how bad it got bounced around. I wanted to check my IMUs and they were all pretty much calibrated, but I wanted to try to calibrate them and it would lock up mid-calibration. So it would get like to step 3 and then it wouldn't go any further. Pretty sure there's gonna be a firmware update that comes out that fixes that. But for now, I just wanted to make sure that my IMUs were good so that this thing didn't fly away on me, and I had a couple successful flights. Looking at the bottom, and I'll get into this later in the reviews of the drone, the bottom I am kind of impressed by also. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen this. This thing has 2 little LEDs on the bottom, which at night, I have it on auto right now, at night or in low light situations, they actually act like landing guidance lights. I guess that's what they're supposed to be. They're landing guidance lights. When I did the unboxing, I didn't know what those were. I'm like, 2 little sensors, but they look like torchlight LEDs, and they're pretty freaking bright. So at night, I took it out because I just couldn't wait. It was kind of drizzly outside, but I said I wanted to take it out, get up in the air, and see if it actually hovers. Yeah, I was impressed to see those things come on. It's got 2 cameras on the bottom. It's also got an IR sensor on the bottom, unlike the Mavic Pro, which had, I believe, 1 camera on the bottom for vision positioning, and 2 sonar style sensors on it, if I'm not mistaken. So again, been a while since I've actually looked at the bottom of the Mavic Pro. I wish I had it with me. I got rid of it because I was like, hey, if I'm gonna get this new drone, it might be time to let the other one go for somebody else to experience the wonders of droning. So that is my quick first impressions video. Hopefully I come across as thoroughly impressed, because I am thoroughly impressed by it. I really do like the design of the controller. I like the gray with the I guess the black rubber base, rubber covers on the bottom. I like the way the gimbal's attached. It's sort of attached like your Phantom style, or maybe even your Inspire style. The camera, to be determined. I'm pretty sure if this camera is as good as my friend Nick Lang, who is a videographer, a great videographer, Nick Lang Media, by the way. I'm pretty sure the camera's going to do well. Just waiting for some ND filters or polarized or CPL filter to snap on that. And then I'm going to get out and do some crazy droning with this thing. Hopefully I can find somewhere to take it that'll let me bring a drone in. Maybe if I go to Tokyo in a couple months, I'll take it with me. Hopefully get some great video. I've been doing a lot of traveling. I went to Puerto Rico. I did some video from Puerto Rico, but I was going to put the video up and it sounded like I was just stuck in a wind tunnel the whole time I was there. So I didn't really want to narrate over top of it. And then last couple weeks or so I went to Cuba, and drones are highly illegal in Cuba, so I wouldn't have taken it with me. But stay tuned to the channel, man. Now that I got this drone, I'm going to be doing as much coverage on it as I can. I'm going to be letting you know if I have any problems. I'm going to be letting you know if there are any firmware updates that have affected the functionality of the drone, and I'm pretty much going to post up as much video as I can from the camera to let you know how great it is. I can't wait to try this thing at night, by the way. When it's sensor at night, with the abilities that this thing has, like when you go into the camera feature, you have much more control over your camera. On the Mavic Pro, you had manual and auto. This one you have aperture priority, you have shutter priority, you have manual, and you have auto. So they've given you full control of the camera. So if you're a videographer or photographer, you should be able to grab some amazing footage from this camera. So hey guys, it's up to 13 minutes. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna cut some of this on the floor, but I want to keep it low, keep it short, keep it around 10 minutes. Again, stay tuned to the channel. I'm back. Like I told you, I wasn't gonna review everything, but when something great came out, I was gonna get it and show you. And this is it, the Mavic Pro 2 or Mavic 2 Pro. Hey, thanks for watching the channel. I'll get back to you soon. Talk to you later. Bye.